Hi there guys, this is Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is just a quick comparison of Oneplus 2 and Lenovo VIBE X3. So guys, let's start off with the build. So guys, both devices are built almost equally. On the front we have the 5.5-inch Full HD display with 401 ppi, and both the phones feature a metal band with chamfered edges. And on the back, Oneplus 2 sports a 13 megapixel camera with laser for autofocus and dual LED flash, whereas the Lenovo VIBE X3 sports a 21 megapixel face detection autofocus camera with dual LED flash and a fingerprint. The Oneplus 2 has this sandstone back panel which is replaceable, so you can choose multiple back panels for your Oneplus 2. Whereas on X3, we can't remove this back panel. On the right edge of the phone, both the Oneplus 2 and the X3 have their power button and the volume rockers, and on the top, on Oneplus 2 you have your 3.5mm audio jack with a microphone, and on the X3 we have the microphone along with an infrared blaster. On the left edge we have the slider for Oneplus 2 and we have the SIM card tray for VIBE X3. And at the bottom we have the speaker grills for Oneplus 2 and a USB Type-C charging port, whereas on the X3 we have just the micro USB charging port. So guys, on the front, on the Oneplus 2 we have a 5 megapixel front facing camera, and on the X3 we have an 8 megapixel camera. And along with that we have dual front facing speakers on the VIBE X3, which also comes with Dolby Atmos technology. Coming to the SIM card capability, on Oneplus 2 both support dual SIM, both are nano SIM cards and you can insert both SIMs at the same time. And you don't have any expandable storage option. The Oneplus 2 comes in both 16GB variant and 64GB variant. On Lenovo VIBE X3, you can either insert a SIM card and a memory card, or else you can insert two SIM cards. And Lenovo VIBE X3 also comes in two variants, 32GB version and 64GB version. As of now in India, only the 32GB version is available. So guys, coming to the price comparison, the Oneplus 2 is priced at 25,000 rupees, whereas the VIBE X3 is priced at 20,000 rupees. So guys, coming to the performance of the camera, as I've said earlier, the Oneplus 2 has a 13 megapixel camera with a laser to autofocus, whereas on the X3 we have a 21 megapixel camera with face detection autofocus. Both the cameras do a pretty good job and I'm personally favored more towards the Oneplus 2. So guys, currently on the Oneplus 2 I'm using a Cyanogen mod, and this is the camera, and even in the stock Oxygen OS the camera app is pretty much the same. So this is the stock camera app on the Lenovo VIBE X3, and unlike on Oneplus 2 you have lock features. So this is the menu, and you have modes like Pro, Panorama, Art Nightscape, Artistic HDR and Blur Background. Well, as I've said earlier, I am more inclined to Oneplus 2 than the VIBE X3 in terms of camera performance. On both the devices you have the option to shoot videos at 4K, and you can even shoot slow motion and fast motion. And you can get these additional modes on Oneplus 2 using any third-party camera app. Unfortunately, I am not a camera person, I don't know a lot of camera, so I'm just going to end the camera session over here. So guys, coming to the display performance of this device, the Lenovo has a lot of modes, display modes like soft, vivid and the default modes, but whereas on Oneplus 2 we don't have any such option. We are stuck with the default settings, and I feel that the colors are washed out on Oneplus 2. Let me just open the Play Store on both the devices. So on the X3 you can clearly see that the colors are more vivid and more saturated, and on the whole the display of X3 is way better than Oneplus 2. Coming to the brightness levels of both these devices and the outdoor performance, both do a similar job. So you have good visibility on both the devices, and the brightness levels are also almost equal. So let me just play a video on both the devices. So guys, I just want you to check the video quality of both the devices. The blacks are much deeper in the X3 than on Oneplus 2. The colors are definitely more saturated on the X3. Now let me just swap the locations. I'm pretty sure you can still experience the same effect. The display of X3 is way more saturated and vivid. Maybe the Oneplus 2's display is like a reality window, and the X3 is more like a delight to the eye. So guys, both the displays of these devices are covered by Corning Gorilla Glass 3, so it's pretty hard, or it's not that easy to break them or scratch them, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. It's not shatterproof, so over time you will definitely find scratches on the display. So definitely use a tempered glass on either of these devices. So guys, coming to the operating system, both the devices are running Android 5.1, and on top of that, OnePlus 2 is running an Oxygen OS. I guess the current version is 2.2.0 or 2.1.2, whereas the X3 is running Android version 5.1, and on top of it, it's running the Vibe UI. And out of the box, the Lenovo X3 is very similar, or it resembles the stock Android a lot. Even the Oxygen OS is built very close to the stock Android. And coming to the software features, OnePlus 2 is just like the Nexus devices or the stock Android. You just have a few customizations like double tap to wake and some gestures to toggle the flashlight and stuff. And that's pretty much it. Well, coming to the X3, you have just the double tap to wake feature. And apart from that, you have some other features like flip to sleep, quick snap, and its famous VR mode. So you just press the power button and this is the VR mode. So this is the VR mode of Lenovo VX, and you can use it with the Lenovo's Ant VR headset for a Theater Max experience. Well, the experience is definitely very unique, and because this is just a Full HD display and you place the phone very close to your eye, you can definitely see pixels. But still, it's a very unique experience, and currently it is only available on these Lenovo devices. And apart from that, you have the option to change themes. You have a revamped notification toggle area. You have something called as ultra power saving mode, and apart from that, the fingerprint scan and a few gestures for your fingerprint scanner. So guys, coming to the unique hardware sensors of each devices, on the OnePlus 2 you have this laser for autofocus, and on the front we have this fingerprint scanner. But whereas on the Lenovo X3 you have this dual front facing speakers which are really amazing. You have a fingerprint scanner on the back, which is definitely the best position for a fingerprint scanner. You even have NFC, so it is placed over here, and at the top we have the infrared blaster. So just in terms of extra sensors or extra functionality or features, Vibe X3 definitely wins over OnePlus 2. So guys, coming to the development part of the devices, OnePlus 2 doesn't have as good as a development as OnePlus 1. As OnePlus 1 was released with CyanogenMod, there are tons of custom ROMs and a lot of development going around even now. But whereas OnePlus 2 has very less development, you have a very few custom ROMs, and if you switch to a custom ROM, your fingerprint scanner and laser won't work. So you need to switch to a ROM which is based on Oxygen OS. So that's pretty much about the OnePlus 2. Whereas if you go to the X3, well, it is still a new device, but I'm still expecting a lot of development for this. Even though they have not released the APIs for the fingerprint scanner yet, at least you have some extra features like NFC and infrared. And the infrared can be used by the third-party apps. So in terms of development, if you switch to different ROMs on both the devices, you will lose fingerprint scanner. And coming to the performance of the fingerprint scanner, the OnePlus 2 does a terrible job. It unlocks the phone maybe in 3 to 5 seconds, whereas X3 unlocks it in less than 1 second, or at least as fast as you won't even notice the lag. So guys, coming to the performance of these devices, the X2 is powered by a Snapdragon 808 chipset with 6 cores, 4 Cortex A53 cores clocked at 1.4 GHz and 2 Cortex A57 cores clocked at 1.8 GHz. And the OnePlus 2 comes with an octa-core Snapdragon 810 processor clocked at 1.56 GHz. And OnePlus 2 comes with Adreno 430 GPU, whereas the X3 comes with Adreno 418 GPU. Well, in terms of performance, OnePlus 2 will definitely outrun X3 because of its extra 2 Cortex A53 cores. So here are some benchmark results, or here are some benchmark scores. So guys, on OnePlus 2, I got a benchmark score of 57,000 on Antutu while running a lot of apps in the background, whereas on X3 I got 66,000. Normally this score is very high on OnePlus 2 if there are no apps running in the background. Coming to the Geekbench score, I got a single core score of 1100 and a multi-core score near to 4000, whereas on the X3 I got a single core score of 743 and a multi-core score of 3003. So this was an earlier run with 1100 for single core score and 4400 for multi-core score. So guys, definitely the OnePlus 2 outruns X3 in terms of performance, in normal benchmarks and in day-to-day performance. So guys, coming to the battery life of these devices, the OnePlus 2 is powered by a 3500 non-removable battery and the Vibe X3 is powered by a 3300 mAh battery. And on the OnePlus 2 you need a USB Type-C adapter for charging, whereas on the Vibe X3 you can use your normal micro USB cable for charging. The OnePlus 2 takes about 3 to 4 hours to charge completely, whereas the Vibe charges your device in less than 2 hours. So guys, there you have it. This is the comparison between the OnePlus 2 and Lenovo Vibe X3. So currently in the market, OnePlus 2 is available for 25,000, whereas the Lenovo is available for 20,000. In terms of features, price and everything, definitely the Vibe X3 is way better than the OnePlus 2. unless you're a hardcore fan of OnePlus, or else you think that the Snapdragon 810 has much more performance to offer than the VIBE X3, you might want to go with the OnePlus 2. But do know that the Snapdragon 810 has been underclocked on the OnePlus 2, so you won't get the same performance as you would get on other devices having the same Snapdragon 810 processor. Whereas on the VIBE X3, you get tons of customizations, these awesome front-facing speakers, a working fingerprint scanner. I'm saying it working because OnePlus 2 works so slow that I completely disabled it. So a pretty good fingerprint reader with NFC and an infrared blaster. So if you are wondering which device to choose, go with VIBE X3. You definitely won't notice the difference in the performance. So there you have it guys, this is the comparison between OnePlus 2 and the VIBE X3. Just so you know, I didn't forget about the RAM. It doesn't really matter if you have 3GB or 4GB of RAM, so that's why I skipped it. And if you really think it matters, then it's up to you. So guys, coming to the battery life of both the devices, on OnePlus 2 you can definitely get maybe 3.5 to 5 hours of screen on time on moderate to heavy usage, but you get the same amount of battery life even on Lenovo VIBE X3. But with its inbuilt features like ultra power saver modes, you can definitely squeeze out a little more, but that's not the same case on OnePlus 2. So once again, in terms of battery life and how quickly your device gets charged, I would say VIBE X3 is the winner once again. So that's it guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel to see more videos just like this.